refugees I met, I know they want to stand on their feet. They want to find jobs so that they can support themselves and their families.
So tonight we're introducing you to the Refugee Self-Reliance Initiative. The Refugee Self-Reliance Initiative, which you'll learn more about, aims to reach 5 million people in 5 years. We want to build a roadmap from emergency aid to the idea that refugees can stand on their own 2 feet and contribute to their communities.
But more importantly, it's what refugees want. They don't want to be dependent on aid. They want to get on with their lives. And it's part of the change that the humanitarian system needs.
Because one of the things people forget, that men and women are not socioeconomic units to be processed like commodities. They also have dignity.
Having a self-reliance initiative is kind of like reaffirming the dignity of refugees.
We need imaginative programs where, for example, large retail organizations could create training programs.
So my favorite takeaway today actually was when Per Heggenes from the IKEA Foundation explained how IKEA has stepped up to actually create jobs for refugees.
Our focus is solely mostly on livelihood development, because we believe that the only sustainable solution is for refugees to create a job, feed their family, and become part of society.
Believe me, there is more good to support refugees than to reject them, because whoever invests in the refugees, will never regret. And that is why even in my TED talk, I ended by saying, give us the support we deserve and we'll pay you back with interest. Yeah.
You have a higher retention rate for refugees in companies, that's the experience. And when you have a good group of refugees working for you, they will attract other really skilled and very motivated refugees.
From revival to thriving is what self-reliance allows these people to do. And I think the sooner we can help folks get on the path to thriving, to actually, we heard just before about paying back with interest. I would argue that immigrants and refugees not only pay back, but they pay forward.
So the self-reliance of refugees is an investment in global stability. It's an investment in progress because it is an opportunity to use the talents that people have.
And then also just to note, why are we talking about this now? It's because of the Global Compact on Refugees that will be talked about next week at the UN General Assembly.
What UNHCR's role is going to be in this, it's going very much to be a role, a convening role, a facilitating role. And we have a number of entry points at the moment, and one of them is building much stronger bridges between the humanitarian world, the emergency world, and the development world.
We're actually going to provide the roadmap and the tools to actually help people on the ground to achieve self-reliance.
The collaborative nature of this initiative is fundamental. One organization can't do it alone. And so I think that the fact that RefugePoint and World Women's Refugee Commission are working with dozens of other organizations makes it much more likely to have an impact.
We can't do this alone. One of the things that heartens me is to see so many people here who have engaged in this effort, not just our partners, but so many foundations. To date, we've raised more than $4 million towards supporting refugees to become self-reliant.
All of us need to contribute to helping refugees to achieve self-reliance. And so there are different challenges for each one of you. If you're part of the media, don't just tell the vulnerable story, tell the empowering story about how refugees are contributing and rebuilding their lives. If you're part of another NGO, please join our effort. Or if you're part of the general public, sign our pledge to show your commitment to refugee self-reliance.